All right, Cameron, let's take a peek what you got
Turkey
here.
Mountain has had a reputation for a long time of being a bad place, but in the last 20 years, that reputation has gone completely by the wayside, and now this is one of the gems of Tulsa. It is,
Maybe
now
another
this is,
shot in there,
one of the gems of Tulsa. It is
just to kind of give it a little bit quicker pacing.
it's the heart of its green space. And so in the last 20 years, this has become a place where
Little things
20
like-
years, it's the heart of its green space.
Sounds like he clears his throat, sniffs in. You could maybe cut around that. I think you're right. You had some notes in there, so I was gonna watch it first before I looked at what you had.
And so in the last 20 years, this has become a place where mountain bikers come and where hikers come and where trail runners come and
Maybe cut to this sooner when he's talking about this is where hikers come, this is where bikers come, only because you see them right there.
and its reputation has dramatically taken a shift to a place to
So maybe what you can do instead of finding a new shot here, a second shot here, is just maybe start this one sooner, which will start this one sooner.
taken a shift to a place to go and recreate truly for everyone in Tulsa.
I've been in Tulsa since 1979, so
For everyone in Tulsa.
And you probably know here, that's where if you have music, you can bring it up.
I've been in Tulsa since 1979. So the perception of Turkey Mountain back then was not great. It was a place you didn't go to. A lot of illicit activities happened up here, but over the
You got the boom looks like it's just very barely in the shot, so maybe
Probably pushing in on this one. Let me see without. I want this part to go away. Yeah, I'd just push in that. That's probably 3%.
years they've really cleaned it up. It's safe. When we had little kids, we used to bring our little kids out here.
Yep.
I think the perception is great now and
Why the fade right there?
out here.
Yep.
I don't think you need that.
I think the perception is great now, and I think I was kind of thinking as we was walking up, it's kind of
This might
more of a
be
hidden gem now than what.
is instead of doing a shot, the whole shot is treat this like a picture. Maybe just pull a still out.
It even used to be.
Those little-
I don't think most Tulsans even know about it.
Right. Right.
Itty bitty wobbles and then the in and out of focus.
The biggest change is that
So
Used
it's
to be
just still again maybe something else because it just doesn't seem they're talking about people and then there's kind of a cut to a empty shot more or less. So if you have more of more people actually doing stuff that might play
Hidden
better
gem
there.
now than what it even used to be. I don't think most Tulsans even know about it.
Right. Right.
the biggest change is that River Parks Authority has really stepped in terms of the management of the park, and we've invested something to the tune of $18 million into improving.
Would that not
Turkey.
be a good opening shot right there? I'm gonna go back here, 123.
Turkey Mountain has had a reputation for a long time of being a bad place, but
What if you opened, because the Welcome to Turkey Park?
in the last 20 years, that reputation has.
Because I'm not. Maybe it's just the reading of it. Maybe swapping it out then for
Authority
here.
has really stepped in terms of the management of the
Although
Used to be most. I don't think most Tulsans even know about it.
Right. Right.
The biggest change is that River Parks Authority
okay, that's why you have it because it says River Parks.
has really stepped in terms of
Oh, wait,
the
that's not it.
management
It's
of
this
the
shot.
park, and we've invested something to the.
What if you even just took the opening from maybe where that tractor's
Thing to the
just picked it up,
tune
I
of
don't know.
$18 million.
but then that also would be a
into-
little odd because it's why are there?
to improving.
But I like the
Turkey
Welcome to
Mountain
Turkey.
Olives.
I like this shot more somehow than the opening one. I feel like the left to right motion
I just like the texture of this.
Into improving Turkey Mountain. Prior to 2015, the only real improvements we had made to Turkey Mountain were around the parking lot here. We built.
So again, it's kind of like with the Eagle edit, like see it and say it. So it's like if you didn't know, you wouldn't even know what these are because it's not what he's talking about.
2015, the only real improvements we had made to Turkey Mountain were around the parking lot here. We
I know he's like.
built a bathroom and we built these.
Here's another question: is this the first time we see this guy? We hear him.
2015, the only real improvements we had made to Turkey Mountain were around.
Maybe
the
just see him right
Turkey
there instead of that shot and save that shot for
Prior
later.
to 2015, the only real improvements we had made to Turkey Mountain were around the parking lot here. We built a bathroom and we built these nice
Maybe put
pavilions and
titles
we
there so we know who this is, his job.
but
name.
the trails themselves were unkempt wild, you know, marked with spray paint on the trees.
So that now, okay, now he's talking about the trail. So now pull that shot where to go. I don't even remember the one of the actual trail. So that or some visual.
But the trails themselves were unkempt wild, you know, marked with spray paint on the trees, and people would get in fights on which way was.
So like that, this shot here is just it's out of focus. And it's like I know he said tree, but
people-
do you have a mark on the tree maybe? Because like this is just out of focus.
People would get in fights on
And it's
which
a little
way
too
was
shaky.
the actual pink trail and the yellow
So like when he talks about unkempt, trails again.
trail, and so they would go out and spray paint their own versions. So you had pink, yellow, red, and blue trails just were like every tree had a dot of some color on it. And you couldn't find your way around. So tons of people getting lost out here.
I am really
Take out that.
happy with the signs up for the trails when I'm out wandering. Sometimes I want to get
Maybe even too like that. If there was one where they're talking about bikes and stuff, is use the markers.
a little lost and try a new trail, and it's very
good.
comforting knowing that at the beginning of a change in a trail, I'm going to be able to scan and see on an interactive map where I am.
I feel like one issue is everything is very blue, which I think the white balance was off.
Try to figure out, am I heading
So
in the
that, like,
direction
if the skin tones are just my monitor is not very good, but just like these that I'm guessing you were set to like tungsten.
I'm going to be able to scan and see on an interactive map where I am, try to figure out, am I heading in the
Again,
direction I thought,
titles.
or do I need to
If
turn
you got
around?
a name.
In the last 365
See, these are
days,
that's a
the
great
hikers, the
shot.
mountain
Like
bikers,
these are shots you want in towards the beginning. Really get people's. It's dynamic. There's people. There's things
and the
going on.
runners have put 1.4 million miles on that trail system.
So this pan,
Because
we
now our
kind of
trails
lost it on that
bikers and the
pan.
runners
Like that's probably a good stopping because like
Have
now
put
we just go into black
1.4 million
Yeah.
miles on that trail system.
and that speeds
Because
up.
now our trails are
So
built properly.
I'd cut that maybe a
They're
little
built to
sooner.
drain water. They're built to, they've got rock armoring throughout, and they're built to have a lot of uses.
When I was coming here in the 90s, it was
So just to again music or something there because there's an audio discrepancy between them. Listen as it you can hear traffic a lot more or something.
They've got rock armoring throughout, and they're built to have a lot of uses.
when I was coming here in the 90s, it
So
was
maybe going to some B-roll first with this audio going if possible, even if you were to pull some out or if you got some just ambient sounds and kind of ease in.
people looked down on you. They had people that used to come and sunbathe and use drugs and do all kinds of weird stuff. And I ran into a couple of those people back in the day, but I was there to ride.
So this part again seems more history, which maybe moving it up to the history.
I think they've cleaned it up and they've done
Again, great shot. You see people like using it.
a lot.
Well, so the next thing you're going to see at Turkey Mountain is the opening of what's called the Rock Yard, and that's a mountain biking.
I think they've cleaned it up.
Like something.
Of what's called the Rock Yard, and that's
Something there at 316.
It's a mountain bike jump park. It's just all jumps. And so we built these giant stone
There you go. Now bring the jumps that we saw earlier over here.
castles, and then off of them are just all these jumps that go down the hill. As soon as we open it up, it'll probably
And that's
gonna
a
be one of
jump
the
cut,
biggest
so
tourist
B-roll.
attractions in Tulsa. If you're a mountain biker, this is going to be a
Jump cut.
destination feature. And then after that is the construction of our visitor center. And that
So a shot of the visitor center, or cut that part out, because I mean he like literally points at it, so you want to see
visitor
it.
center will serve to welcome everybody, serve as a place that we can do programming out of, gatherings. We're going to try and have a little coffee shop in there, and then that would also house. We would move our park offices over here, and we want to ensure that these trails are kept care of. That the love that we're pouring.
So maybe a beat, because he's talking about the future, you know, some music, maybe some shots, B-roll shots, and now go back into this.
into this facility now continues on. Maintenance and the eradication of the invasive species and restoration of the ecology are the two things that, now that we're completed with the master plan trail renovations, and we've added accessibility in terms of parking lots, which are under construction or near completion. We've added the rock yard. That's all we got left. I might want to add a couple of bathrooms, but you know, I ain't gonna use it.
Maybe cut a little bit of this out. I know you might be worried that that puts you under, but it's like he's talking about the history, what they're planning to do, the history, and what they're planning to do. So maybe regrouping those so they're a little bit more uniform. So if they're saying it, we should see it. You know, play with those notes as much as you can, but I could tell you sent me a list of stuff you already know. Shots. I mean, yeah. Or cutting the pans until it's shorter. Add titles. Yes. Add title all up. Okay. Color grading. Okay. Yeah. Music. Okay. Yep. Okay. Cool. Okay. I mean, follow your own notes and you'll be there. We'll do if after I see it then too, I'm like, hey, this would really make it better. We'll do a producer cut, and I'll be the you know, like they have in film. You get to send in the director's cut first, but I think this is good, and this is a good first start. So keep working. If you want to send me something before you turn in the final, that'd be fine as well. But there's your points.